marks the return of Donald Trump to the Oval Office, it should most importantly be noted as a day set aside to remember civil rights legend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The overlap of these two events has only occurred 3 times since MLK Day became a federal holiday, the last being President Obama's second inauguration, and he took the oath of office using a Bible that belonged to King. And as Trump returns to power with a message that divides, it's important that we remember the legacy of Dr. King, who championed for civil rights and equality. Joining me now is Martin Luther King III, the eldest son of the civil rights leader, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It is an honor to have you join us, especially today. Martin, what are your thoughts as Donald Trump's inauguration falls on the day that is used to also remember the legacy of your father?
Well, I think, first of all, my father and my mother, after working with a number of people, a coalition, to establish the holiday, wanted it to always be a day on. A holiday usually means something where we relax and just rest. But this is really about continuing the work that my dad and mom started to finish and create the beloved community so that freedom, justice, and equality becomes real for all humankind.
You've said that you became familiar with a quote by Horace Mann, and the quote is, "Be ashamed to die until you've won a victory for humanity." You've also said it doesn't have to be a monumental legacy. Hopefully what you're doing is a little something to make the world better. Why is it so important in this moment to think about, even if it's something small, that you're doing something to make the world better?
Largely because the human spirit wants to do that which is good and just and right. And today we are more divided than we've ever been. Civility has to be brought back to the political landscape. We just released a book called What is My Legacy? And it's about how we need to become more connected in our society. We're disconnected from our children to our families. We need more connection, and ultimately the goal is fulfillment. You can be happy by getting a new car, but that's not permanent. Permanently, we want to be fulfilled, and we must help create that climate no matter who is the commander-in-chief. But at this time, I think that it would be wonderful if we were engaged in service. So for 2029, we're waging a campaign called Realize the Dream, to have 100 million hours of service done by Dad's 100th birthday, which is 2029.
Coretta Scott King, we know well, right, said the following: "The greatest birthday gift my husband could receive is if people of all racial and ethnic backgrounds celebrated the holiday by performing individual acts of kindness through service to others." You've also said that MLK Day is a reminder to move from reflection to action. In what ways can people take action?
So action can be, really, what I hope is people will define and identify what speaks to your heart, whether it's addressing issues around environment, whether it's just cleaning up the community, whether it's mentoring children, whether it's working with seniors. What speaks to your heart to make the world better? And again, that's why, any little step can make a dramatic difference in our nation, and particularly if it comes in hours of service. That's why our goal is 100 for 100 million hours for the 100th birthday in 2029.
Bernice has said that this is not the time for ignorance. How important is it as well, then, Martin, for us to not only honor the legacy of your father, but to still remain prepared and aware of what may be facing so many of us after Monday?
Well, it's critically important as a society in general that we are informed or conscious. It's creating a consciousness, again, we hope to do good and just. That's not going to happen on its own. We have to work to create that climate. My dad throughout his life, my mom throughout her life, that's what they did. And now my wife, my daughter, and I are also doing that with the launching of Realize the Dream.
I want to say to you, Martin Luther King III, that not only is it an honor to have you here, but I wanted to have you here to speak today because I want the focus to be on the legacy of your father, especially as we go into Monday. Monday is MLK Day, and as you said, it's not going to be a day off, it's a day on. Thank you so much for joining me today.